with the Usos, I mean, this will be a topic we return to, I'm sure, based on things we saw a few years ago, and based on the way things have been building up for the last several months and the way things just played out and here at the beginning of SmackDown, with all the focus on Sammy, as it should be, we really don't talk too much about Jey Uso. Based on everything you see from him, should he be a tag team wrestler, or should there be something more to be done with him?
Well,
he shows so much fire in the non-wrestling segments, in the promos, in the ring. You believe him. You believe he's emotionally torn when he's acting like that. There has to be something more to be done with him, I think.
Well, you can do more with him and his brother as a team if this had been pigeonholed more as an elite, to use that word in the proper term rather than the nickname that it's been perpetrated by less than elite people. The whole idea of the Four Horsemen, or the whole idea of when it was Flair and Orton and Batista and Triple H, or if you've got four top guys, a singles champion, a tag team, and an enforcer, if they're all on somewhat of the same level, while still at the same time, the singles guys, everybody knew Flair was ahead of Tully, Flair was ahead of Arn, Flair was ahead of Luger when he was in the group, Flair was ahead of Wyndham because it was Flair, but they were so close. They were all main event guys. And, but when you constantly have the opponent for the singles heel in the group singly by himself, manhandling and disposing of without too much trouble the top tag team, it diminishes them, and it's been done over and over. And another problem with Jey, yes, with brothers, Dorian Terry Funk, Mark and Jay Briscoe, Jack and Jerry Briscoe, I could go on. You can always do something different with each brother, but when the Usos are not only so identified with each other, but they're goddamn twins. You got a guy that looks just like the other fucking guy.
Well, they look a little different now just because, I mean, as minor as the hair is a big difference.
Well, I mean, you can change the color of the hair, whatever, but they look so similar. It's not, it's not even Mark and Jay Briscoe look complementary to each other, but you could tell them apart easily.
Would you do
they
Jey?
have their own personalities.
Would you do Jey Uso and Sami Zayn against Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa?
But then one of the Usos is unless they go away for a while, one of the Usos is doomed, because once you have the brothers fighting the brothers on a regular basis on not just one match where something happened and then they fucking realized by the end of it, oh my God, we're still blood or whatever. You have them just wrestling, turn on each other and wrestling each other, then that's hard to just, oh, wait a minute, 3 weeks later. Golly, what are we doing? Let's not do that anymore. Again, that's probably a match Tony Khan would book, because for instant gratification, for, markish thinking, but where's the guy in a year from now if you break them up and one's a baby face and one's a heel? And that's a super duper Jannetty Michaels syndrome.
I guess the question came back to what you said earlier, was just the way that the Usos have been used and where they are right now, and you see them as just flunkies. Is there a way to get them past that, or is that done?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, they're not flunkies to the level of poor Marcel and Marceau and Imperium, because they haven't even had a chance to get established. They're window dressing and the marchers behind Colonel Klink. I love Gunther. I kid. But no, the Usos have had big matches and they've been on top and they've been in this bloodline thing. I mean, they're not, preliminary talent. It's just that they still, in the picture that they're in the top group, they are the Stooges. So they're still in the top group and they've been the tag team champions, blah, but it could be so much more prominent if they weren't portrayed. And Roman can still tell them what to do. I'm not saying that. They've just physically and as a supposed top main event guys that would be befitting the tag team champions, they always get the shit kicked out of them by one guy. It was a Steen the other week. Kevin Owens beat up 2 actual legitimate Samoans. Are we stretching fucking credibility to the snapping point? That's what I'm saying.